Hello, and welcome to this quick presentation of the latest iShare innovations in 2023. It's also a sneak peek towards 2024. This presentation is a quick summary of some of the topics that were shown and discussed in this year's user conference. My name is Mydland, and I'm the R&D Director at iShare, and I will try to guide you through this presentation. I will be mentioning all three products in this presentation, from iShare Capture, iShare Portal, and our flagship product iShare Workflow. Note that I will not go into all details and that you should refer to other videos for more details. We've done a lot of development in iShare Workflow over the years, and 2023 is not an exception. I will get back to workflow a bit more during this presentation, but high level we could summarize 2023 with the following bullet points. New functions for better control, simpler and more flexible processes, and more flexibility in general. When it comes to iShare Capture, we have done a lot of work under the hood, and iShare Capture is now only available as a cloud solution. The latest addition is Smart Patterns. This will bring extensive customer value in terms of time savings. This means that Capture will create and maintain patterns on its own, making it possible to achieve a much higher match percentage, and also for more invoices to be automatically verified. We launched two important features for iShare Portal this year. That was import control, where you basically give the work back to the supplier. Also, we added the possibility to provide access to invoices in iShare Workflow for external users like suppliers, without them having access to iShare Workflow. They basically use iShare Portal as a window to gain access to a filtered selection of invoices in iShare Workflow. This is the high-level process of the input control feature. Basically, the supplier sends an invoice. It could be a PDF invoice going through iShare Capture, or it could be an e-invoice through a service provider or an access point. The invoices end up in iShare Portal and the input control module, where we validate the invoices according to rules set by the customer. If the invoice is not valid, the supplier will then receive an email requesting them to correct the missing or incorrect information. When the supplier has corrected the invoice, they will press send on the invoice, and then it will be validated again, and if it's okay, then it will be sent to the customer and preferably into iShare Workflow. The supplier accesses the invoice through a link. They receive an email, have an easy to use login mechanism, and they will then see the invoice in iShare Portal. This is the invoice I tried to send to my customer, but according to iShare Portal, this invoice is not valid for the customer to receive, so I have to correct the invoice myself. Here you can see that the provided department code is not correct. It must be at least 4 characters, and this is the requirement set by the customer. So I'm simply adding the correct value, and I will then be able to send the invoice to the customer again. So I press send, and then the invoice will be sent to the customer. So very easy to use, and you basically give the work back to the supplier. We also added the possibility for external users to have insight and access to invoices in iShare Workflow without having access to iShare Workflow. This is a screenshot from iShare Workflow where you define, as a customer, you define the rules and filterings for which invoices that should be made available for your external users. And I can then add email addresses when I've set the filter, and if the supplier, for example, then logs into iShare Portal, they will see all the invoices that you have made available. I will have only header values, and I will have all the attachments of the invoice in iShare Workflow available for me in iShare Portal. So this is a very nice and easy feature for our customers to give external users, vendors and such, the possibility to track and follow the status of their invoices, for example. The purchase module in iShare has got a lot of love this year. We have been developing a lot of new features, and we have done a lot of things on the user interface, making it more easy to use, and basically looks a lot better as well. We have created an entire new store, which is a lot more easy to use for simple users, where they can have access to all the items in catalogs, and you can create free text items, and basically the look and feel is like what you would expect when you are using an online store. So hopefully this is a good addition to the service, making it even more user-friendly and easy to use for your users in your organization. In this case, I have added two items to my shopping bag, and when I press next, I'm redirected to the purchase summary, where I can fill in all the necessary details like department, project code. I could say if it's a high or normal priority maybe, and also add a description for my purchase. I also have some more advanced features here, which is more covered in other videos regarding the purchase module. We also added a new module for catalogs, where you can both upload catalogs and receive electronic catalogs, where you can go through all the details in catalogs before you approve them, and the items in the catalog is made available for the users through the item registry in iShare. So in this case, I'm opening a catalog from iSell, and I can see that there are 3 items in this catalog where the price is lower than it was in the previous catalog, and I can basically approve this catalog if I want to, and then the items are updated in the item registry. When items from the catalog are approved and imported, they will end up in the item registry. We have done a lot of things under the hood in terms of item handling and item groups, and using the UNSPSC number for categorizing of items. Regarding the purchase module overall, we have actually achieved a lot of things in terms of automation. We now have automated approval of catalogs, automatic categorization of items. We have AI coding for purchase documents, and we also have automated the activation of documents being sent to suppliers. So we are very happy with the achievements for this module this year, and we are very eager to see this live in our customer environments. Coding can be difficult. That's why we are using AI to do it for you. In 2022, we came out with the first version of AI coding, and now in 2023 we launched the newest version of this feature. What we are now doing is that we use the invoice lines. Either you interpret them through iShare Capture, or if it's an electronic invoice, you will receive them electronically into the document in iShare, and in the tab Invoice Lines you will see the lines that we have extracted from the documents. Using these lines in combination with historical codings from other documents, we are now better suited to guesstimate what the accountings on this document should be. So in this case, we have a medium confidence for both lines, and you can see with the green pills where iShare is pretty certain that we have selected the correct value, and in this case the medium comes from the department, which is maybe a bit more uncertain. And using AI for coding, we believe that the quality of the codings will be better using AI than done manually by your users. And also, using the AI coding, you will have no templates or work done up front. Everything is done for you automatically without any setup and configuration. Another important topic is the flow of invoices. We know that a lot of our customers use a lot of time sending invoices to the correct approver. This is something that we can automate, and we would like to use AI for that as well. In this case, you could see that the invoice is sent to me, and it says that the approver is suggested with a high probability. Using the information in the attachment and in combination with historical data, Azure has been able to find out that Kai is most likely the correct approver and has sent the invoice automatically for approval to my account. Here it will be, of course, possible to set some parameters and some limitations if the invoices are to be sent out automatically, or if you should just suggest and not send. There will be different possibilities within this feature. We are working with this right now, and it will be released in the first version in February 2024. Many of our customers are using e-invoices, and with e-invoices we have more structured data and a lot more data to work with. We now have the Peppol BIS standard, which is a very good standard for sending invoices in a standard format. But we still see that a lot of customers have suppliers sending them e-invoices where they put different values in different fields. So basically it makes it very difficult for us as a software provider to map these fields to the correct fields in Azure Workflow. So what we are doing now is that we are creating a tool where you can have more self-service as a customer, and where you can filter out and map values to the correct fields in Azure Workflow. This is not a tool that you give to the average user of Azure Workflow, but it's more a super user feature. But it basically gives you the possibility to extract values from any field within the XML files and put it in the correct field in Azure Workflow. So you start by uploading an XML file from a specific vendor, for example, and then you create the rules that you would like to have, and you could save that and store it so that the next time you get an invoice from that vendor, it will be correct mapped into Azure Workflow, and you will have the value in the correct field in Azure Workflow. In 2023, we also launched the built-in user audit feature, which basically gives you the possibility to check and do audit for all your users in Azure Workflow. You could, for example, check their access groups, you could check their document access, approval rules, company associations. So what you basically do is filter out users, go through the users, thumbs up, thumb down, and then you have completed the user audit. And of course you have to do something with the users that you have thumbed down, because then you might have to change something. But in the end, this list should be empty. And within the user section in Azure Workflow, you will have all the information about when the audit was started, who did it, when was it completed, and such. A very good tool to have more control and not the least, actually prove that you have control. We have to say something about 2024 as well, so I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek into 2024. With some of the actual features we are launching in February as well. But first of all, let's take a look at the focus areas in 2024. We will continue to cover the entire process from purchase to pay. We will continue with AI and quality and self-service, and also UX and smart functions. We are doing a lot in all of these areas, which we think is important for 2024 to meet the competition, and not the least, create a quality product for our customers, both new and existing. In February, we are launching a new version of Azure Workflow, and we will then have an entire new start page in place. This is exciting, and I will take you through the new start page layout. We will have the same top menu as before, but we will have a new panel for KPIs. You will have the possibility, and in this case I'm an accountant user, so it will be slightly different for an approver, but for an accounting user I will have the possibility to have 3 KPIs, and I can press the switch button in each section to select the KPI that I want to show in the image. We will have a section for different tiles like saved search, which is today called invoice favorite search, and personal notes and my list to different documents will be present in this view. We will continue to preserve the invoice summary section, and also the notification from the accounting department, for example. If I have more than one module, in this case I only have the invoice module, the notification sections will be a lot smaller and placed in the right bottom corner, and I will have room for one more list like the invoice summary. So that might be the default for many of you existing customers. We have some of the actions and features from the main menu has been pulled out and put on the start page. So we now have the create button on top. That could be create new invoice, create new travel expense, everything that follows under everything that lays under the create button. And we have a quick link to administration, setup and report. We also added the possibility to add a customer logo directly on the start page. So that will be a nice feature where you can brand iShare in your company with your company logo. And brand new is the section in the left, which is the follow-up section. For an accounting user, I will have like the overdue invoices, invoices close to approval deadline, and things like that. And if I have something for approval as well, I will have a tab for approval. So I can go to that one and see that I have 8 invoices for approval, where one of them is overdue. So that's how we are going to use this dark section on the left side to basically be a follow-up section. And that's also if I have several modules, we will use something called chips to navigate through the different modules. So in this case I have selected the purchase module, and I can see overdue purchases and things like that in the follow-up section, and I can navigate to approval to see documents for approval. For a simpler user, like the approvers, they will have a much simpler start page. They will have the same follow-up section on the left. They will have notifications, and they will have the section where they can find their own documents like purchases, travel expenses, and requisitions and such. And then they will have one section on the right where they can have a KPI. So in this case, I have both access to invoices, requisitions, and purchases, and I use the chips to navigate in the follow-up section that I have 4 invoices for approval. So that's basically the new start page. We are very excited about this and eager to see how this is received in the market and received with our customers. Say hello to Eivind. He is your new assistant in iShare Workflow. Not me, but this guy. This is Eivind, and he is our new chatbot in iShare Workflow, which is being released in February 2024. So he will be always available in the right hand corner, and he will alert you if there is a message, and you can also chat with Eivind. So if you have a question regarding the solution, you could type that in and he will give you answers. Eivind will also have the possibility to alert you with different messages. So in this case, you have received a message on an invoice where you can then navigate to the invoice and comment on this comment that you have received from Torgeir in this case. So all the messages that you have today in the application, like import errors and different types of error messages or info messages, will be provided now by Avon. What we are releasing now in February is basically Avon as a chatbot, with also the possibility to handle all these messages and information from Azure Workflow. We are very excited about this new feature, and we believe that this is a very good addition to Azure Workflow. When it comes to Azure Workflow and the release in February, we have a lot of things in place already. The new start page will be launched. We will launch Avon, the new AI assistant. We will have the possibility to use AI for sending invoices in the organization, which we call automatic flow. We also have the e-invoice self-service tool coming up, and we will launch more new and more detailed reports. We have also extensions to the user auditing feature. We have improvements for invoice agreements, including the AI coding. And for the purchase module, we will have the possibility to automatically find if the supplier can receive electronic orders using the SMP or the ELMA register in Norway. We also have, we will launch the possibility to have flow based on item categories. And in terms of sustainability, we are working with environmental labeling of suppliers and goods. So a lot of things to look forward to, and a lot of things to be excited about. So thank you so much for this. So thank you so much for your attention and looking at this video. Have a nice day.